This is the video for Caesar's Gallic Wars, Book 5, Chapter 27, Part 2. Follow along. Okay, so remember, we're in the middle of a really long speech in indirect speech, in indirect statement. So when we're looking for subjects and verbs, we're going to be looking for subjects that are accusative and verbs that are infinitive. So boom, there's an infinitive. That's going to be the verb. And here we have an accusative. So, but the commune concilium of Gallii esse. We might want to say, when you start a sentence with any form of essay, sometimes the subject is it. So we might want the subject of this to be it, but it essay, da 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 da. Okay, another indirect statement, in indirect statement. So I'm going to be looking for accusative and infinitive. So here we have some ablatives, or maybe datives. Here's an accusative, but it's not a noun. Here's an infinitive, esse dictum, dictum esse, diem. That hunc diem, dictum essed, was dictumed. For omnibus hibernis of Caesaris. And then this is gerundive. So for oppugnandising, because these always end in ing, omnibus hibernis of Caesaris. That ne, so ne means, it's like ut non. That not, qua means any, there's a note on that. Not any legio, so that's a nominative, and because we're not in indirect speech anymore, we're in a something else, purpose clause, or result, I think it's result, okay. That not any legio posset, so here we have a subjunctive, posset venire, as subsidio to alteri legioni. We're going to talk about what these three words, or rather these two words are in relation to each other, what case they are, what they're doing. That non facile potuisse, or non facile gallos potuisse negare gallis. So here's this subject, here's the verb. Praesertim, cum probably since, or maybe when, since. And there's a note on concilium initum viderator, which is a plan appeared to have begun, or to have been formed. De concerning recuperandaing, this is another gerundive, communi libertate. Okay. Quoniam, since satisfacerit, he satisfacerated. This is a perfect subjunctive. Quibus, this is a dative indirect object to quibus. Pro pietate. That nunc se habere a rationem of offici pro beneficiis of Caesaris. And then for both of these verbs, there's an understood se as the subject. That se monere, that se orare titurius, pro hospitio. This is a purpose clause. So to consulat. This has a bunch of different meanings, but with a dative, as the vocabulary tells me. Right here, with a dative, take counsel for, consider the interests of, take care for. One of those is probably going to be your best bet. To take counsel for, the saluti sui ac militum, and this is a genitive plural. That a magnum magnam manum of Germanorum, and this means hired, which there's a note for. Transisse the Rainum, and that Hunc, and this ad fore is really ad futurus esse, which is a future active infinitive of adsum, so that this would ad fore biduo. Okay. That the concilium esse of ipsorum, meaning of the ipsorum Romanorum, like of themselves. Ne here means whether, like whether. Wellent, which is from Wollo. Priusquam finitimi sentiant, and this, we could put kind of parentheses around this, or like commas or something like that, because this is separate, sort of, whether they wellent, da-da-da-da-da. And then I need an infinitive to sort of fill out this, so I keep looking to the end of the clause at this, which is a deducere. Whether they wellent to deducere, the milites eductost, this is a perfect passive participle for milites. So the milites eductost ex hibernis, out ad Ciceronum, out ad Labienum. Quorum, of whom? Alter, and when you have an alter and an alter, this means the one and this means the other. And if I look here in this first part to the comma, there's no verb at all. But in the second alter clause, there is. So I'm going to pretend that this verb, opposite, goes with this clause and this clause. So, of whom alter, opposite, circiter quinquaginta milia possumum, alter, opposite, Paulo amplius, more amplius, ab eis. That se policari illud, et confirmare jurando, which means like by swearing an oath. This is kind of a thing that's, is it in the notes? It is. It just means an oath. So confirmare by oath. That, and then here's this se goes with this verb and this verb and this verb and this verb, which is like in the indirect statement introduced by confirmare. That's so many levels of complexity here. Anyway, so that se would datorum esse. This is a future active infinitive. A tutum iter per fines. And then there's a note on this, and because he does this, so this is a cum causal, because he does quote this. And then I think this is an et, so both, and consular, we've seen that already, and it's glossed again, same way with the dative, which we have here, civitate, take counsel for, consider the interests of, take care for. So both that se consulare for the civitati quote, I think this is a because, there's nothing back here that's neuter that it could refer to. Because he was, or he would be lewaitered from the Hibernis. This is there's a note on this. And that se again would referere gratiam to Caesari pro eius meritis. This is a genitive meaning his, which refers to Caesar, because we know that anytime Ambiorix is talking, he's going to, or if it's about Ambiorix himself, it's going to be se. So this is referring to someone other than him. And then, just because he can, and he's Caesar, and he hasn't used an ablative absolute in a really long time, with hac oratione having been habitad, Ambiorix discated. The end.